Vanakkam, welcome to my YouTube channel, and today I'll be talking about Indian culture, traditions, and all the questions that have been asked to me by my friends, and I thought I'll cover all those questions with a little bit info about me and about India. So I'm from the southern part of India called Tamil Nadu. We are dark-skinned people for the most part, and we speak a language called Tamil. Hindi is the national language of entire India, but in the southern part we have a state called Tamil Nadu and we speak Tamil. We have around 50 plus states in India, and each state has its own culture. Each state has its own tradition, their own food, their own dressing style, and their own language. So we have plenty of dialects, and each language is written in different way also. It's not written in the same way. So that's about India. The first question is, could you point me in the right direction of solid info on Asian African culture or Asian African influence on India? Well, that's a good one, but a hot one too. This is what I know, okay? And this is what I'm telling you out of my experiences, my knowledge, and my opinions, and a little bit of research. Africans were brought into India as traders, as laborers, and as slaves by British, and even before that, they used to come as traders. And some of them settled down, and some of them went back. So the ones who settled down, they mostly settled down in places that were closest to their home weather, like the African weather, and in which my ancestors come from, because they come from a hot place, and so that's why our skin tones are darker. My whole family, they kind of look almost like Africans as well. And my dad has told me that plenty of times that we do have some African blood in us, but we are not sure from where and how it happened. But African culture has had a lot of influence in Indian traditions in terms of different herbs, different medications, clothing as well. But it goes vice versa also. Like Africans have taken a lot of traditions from India and they went back to their home. But the ones who settled, they kind of practiced their culture mixed with our culture. So that's why we do have so many similarities, but they're not to the T, if you know what I mean. I cannot pinpoint the exact cultural influences that have been brought from Africa, because it's been thousands of years ago and they have mixed it with Indian cultures and Indian traditions, so it's just a blend right now. But if you see and if you notice, there are so many things that Africans and Indians do that is similar, that's very similar. So all our beautiful knowledge has been lost in that. So that's all I could say about it right now. And I've even done some researches and it still says the same thing. So the second question is Shiva the part of your culture? Shiva is one of the deities, which is like one of the gods of Hinduism, and the major religion of India is Hinduism. And so Shiva happens to be one of the gods that they follow. When you say culture, it comes under Hindu culture, and most of the Indians do follow in Hindu culture. Like my family, we follow Hindu culture, though we practice Christianity. So it could be called cultural, but it would be wrong to be called cultural because he's actually a Hindu god. The third question is, can you tell me about birth rituals, black dots on baby head, and red bracelets? Different states have different birth rituals. Like I'm from Tamil Nadu, which is the down south, and our birth ritual is very, very unique and different. Black dots are used to black dots or any kind of dots that we use on our forehead or any part of our face is to ward off black magic, or it's to ward off evil eyes. Like for example, I wear this and my daughter has a earring with the same, it's like blue with black eye. So it's a thing that we believe in. If you have a black dot on your on a beautiful body, it kind of takes the negative energy on that black dot. It focuses and it neutralizes the energy, so the baby don't fall sick. Because most of the times, I don't know if you know it, I don't know if you believe in it, but I certainly believe in that. Like every time I used to take India out when she was a baby, she was an adorable baby. So when we used to take her out and everybody would be like, oh my god, she's so cute, she's so chubby, the next thing you know, she's falling sick. Next thing you know, she's got a temperature, she's falling sick. And so I had to like put dots all over our heads that people actually can see. So whenever they send out like an evil energy or a negative energy, that kind of gets neutralized when it hits you or your aura with a black dot. And about the red bracelet, most of the time red bracelets are nothing but a prayer band. Like red is a very sacred color, so they use red color or kind of like a rope or whatever you call it, like a string. They take it to their temples and they pray on it, they put holy water on it, or they bless it and then they put it on a child. So the fourth question is, why do Indians wear sari? What is the traditional reason to wear a sari, and where did it come from? That's a very good question. Sari actually means sati. Sati means, in Sanskrit word, it means strip of cloth. Just like a strip of cloth. That's what it means in a Sanskrit word. And they wear it in 9 yards or 6 yards. That's the length of the sari that they drape around. There's no any meaning around why they drape it. There's around 80 ways of draping saris, to be honest. It's like 80 ways of how you can wear a sari. It depends on which state they come from. So if you're coming from the southern state, it's worn differently. If you come from the northern state of India, it's worn differently. So you can actually know a woman where she's coming from the way she dresses herself. So sari is it's just a cultural, traditional, national dress in India, and saris are mostly cotton silk. Mostly cotton are worn because of the weather conditions in India, but there's no significant reason to why it is worn the way it's worn. It's just how it is. And this is the fifth question. It's a very interesting question and asked by many people. Can you date or marry outside your culture? Yes, we can. It depends on it depends on a woman or a man, how strong their willpower is, but mostly we do arranged marriage in India. That's been the tradition. In my family, everybody else has done arranged marriage except for me. I'm the black sheep of the family. Ooh, ooh. But but my father and mother are very liberal, and so they allowed me to get married to who I wanted to get married. And people are changing right now. You know, it's 2020. People are thinking different. They are living different. They are socializing with different crowds and everything. So yes, we can get married to different culture, but most of our women tend to stick around with our own cultural men and our national men because of reasons like, I don't want to hurt my mom, I don't want to hurt my dad. You know, they took care of me and I love them, and so I don't want to hurt them. I want to get their wishes, you know, done. Different reasons. But in my case, my dad and mom, they gave me the liberty to marry who I wanted to marry, and they had just a few points that I had to adhere to, which I did. And yeah, so right now The answer is yes. You can marry out of your culture, but you got to get the parents' blessings. I think that's important in any culture. So yeah, go for that. So the next question is going to be a little bit different, or outspoken question. Significance of Kama Sutra. That is like the seventh or sixth question of mine. Significance of Kama Sutra. Now, I know people think when Kama Sutra comes to your mind, you think it's just positions, it's just sexual positions. There's so much more to it. Kama Sutra is not just sexual positions. It's also it also talks about desires of men and women in terms of love, sex, in terms of courtmanship, in terms of how to approach a woman, in terms of how to approach a man, how to satisfy them in all ways. You know what I mean? It's not just it just doesn't talk only about sex. So as Kama Sutra means, Kama means desire, Sutra means song. So Kama Sutra means it's a book of desired songs, and Kama Sutra has 7 books in them if you read on it, and each book actually tells you how to satisfy a man, how to satisfy a woman, how to emotionally get them, physically get them, spiritually get them. So it's actually an entire book on physical, emotional, spiritual attraction between a man and a woman and their desires. So people should actually read it, and it also helps in different ways. You know, it also helps in knowing so many things that men don't know about women and women don't know about men. So it's actually nothing wrong. People just tend to take that one part of the positions and then they try to make the entire thing as Kama Sutra, but no, it has so much more to it. So the 8th question is caste system info. They want me to talk about caste system. We have like 5 castes in India. And it is sad that they had caste system before, but that's how they operated in India. People were tormented because of the caste system. There were many negatives because of that. So many people lost their lives, and so many of them didn't get the proper education that they were supposed to get. Some of them just got a lot of money because of that. And yes, it's still being practiced in some villages, not in metropolitan cities for the most part that I know. Thanks to the British who ruled India, they kind of they tried to eradicate the system, and for the most part it helped. So, and then a lot of people got mixed into it because they had a lot of slaves, they had a lot of their own people trying to inbreed with our Indians, and there were so many other people born, and so there was a mixture of people, and it couldn't withstand the caste system, because if you go to see, everybody will be untouchable at the end of the rule of the British. So they kind of eradicated that, but at some places you still have that, especially the priests. What kind of tacos do we serve? That's one of the last questions I have. We don't have tacos, but we do have so many similar breads that we use, how you guys use in a taco. We have naan, we have roti, we have chapati, we have paratha, we have puri, we have like tons and tons of different breads that you can actually use, but we don't serve taco. Taco belongs to Mexico, so let it be there, and I will give you some biryani and call it a day. So I hope you enjoyed the video and it was informative. Like I said, everything is based on my research and my knowledge and what my elderlies have told me and taught me. Please like my video, subscribe to my channel, and see you soon. வணக்கம்.